So, everyone has been talking about what's going on with Naruto Shinobi collection, and let me get my opinion out. So, people are thinking that this game is shutting down, and that's kind of a very easy question to answer. No one knows what's going on. There's a lot of signs where they're giving you pretty much every character in the game if you really want, but like, is that really the sign of it shutting down? In my opinion, it could be and it could be not. It literally goes in both ways because the way the meta is right now is actually very toxic. So, what we know so far is that I think it started a couple months ago where we would have repeat banners of like characters that came out, like when Kizuna Madara comes out, like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks to a month, he'll show up again in a different banner. And there's a lot of games so far that are doing that, but like also doing where they're making it easier for the customers or like us, the players, get these characters. So instead of releasing every banner or like a new banner every time a new PvP comes out, what if they just put it all in one? So you could say all of these banners are like that. So if we go to this first banner right here, this is every Konoha character in the game. And if you look at the rates are actually pretty bad. So you got 30% chance to get base 5-star units. We can pretty much assume like this is the replacement of 4 stars because no one will use these characters anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then you have 55% for these base 6 stars. Exact same reason. This could be your base 5-star units that you end up selling. Instead, use a 6-star character. It's good for new players if we actually find out what's gonna be the result of everything. And then you go over here, it's 10% for base 7 stars. Base 7 stars can be pretty much the meta. Like the minimum of the meta. So you have your base 7-star units like here. Most of these characters you don't use anyway. So putting them at 10% is pretty much the exact same thing as them having be the filler units. Any of these characters you're not going to use. And then if you go up here, you have 2.5% for pretty much characters that are slightly below the meta. All of these characters are below the meta right now, so putting them at 2.5% makes sense. And then up here, these are your pretty much meta characters for Konoha. So you have every character that came out so far, not except for 40 cost for Konoha, already in this banner. So people are assuming this might be a banner to show that this game is dying, but people are not considering that this could also be a banner that's just theirs to let people catch up. So they don't have to release these comeback banners every other week. Like the way Shinobi collection is right now, at least not this moment, in the past couple of months, we get 2 to 3 new characters a month. If you talk about a gacha game, that's a lot. Dokkan probably gets 2 characters a month also. And there's nothing wrong with having 2 characters a month. And the thing with Shinobi collection is between those 2 characters a month. So you, for example, you would have Kaguya, the one that just came out last year. In between Kaguya, I believe the one after, who came out after Kaguya? I think these Kizuna came out right after Kaguya. So what did we have during those in between months? We had filler banners to get you prepared for PvP for characters you missed. So now these 3 rare recruits banner, these are literally probably those in the new form. So this could be Shinobi collection just fixing the way to get everyone updated. And the reason why we probably don't have any new content right now is probably because they either want everyone to catch up or to have them, to give them chance to balance out the meta. Because the way the meta is right now, you need 3 Kizunas. If you don't have these 3 Kizunas, you can't compete. And the Kizuna is Kizuna Kid Naruto, Kizuna Adult Naruto, and then if you go to the Nun banner, it's Kizuna Madara. So this could be the reason why these banners are out. Just to make it easier for the players to catch up. Especially since you don't want to wait for a Kizuna Madara banner. This Naruto never came back. These guys never came back. and you need them. So what's the best way for Shinobi Collection to do it is just to put them right here. Have them grouped up by Konoha, Akatsuki. Akatsuki is kind of bad right now, so Pain is going to be your only options here. And is 5% for Pain really worth it? No. 2.5% for Pain. If you do a multi, he's 5%. That's not even good. Like, people are saying these are the shutdown banners. They might as well be, but also people are not looking at it in the other direction, where these banners could also be just here, so they don't have to keep making banners over and over again. So now we're actually just gonna have maybe 3 banners a month, and those 3 banners are the new characters. And if you wanted like Shisui, you don't have to wait for him in 3 banners. You could just go here, try your luck. It's 10% pull rate and there's 11 characters, so he has a under 1% pull rate if you do a multi. That's worse than all the other banners we've been getting. So these are actually pretty much, it's hard to explain. It's like, not really worth it. So like, that could be the explanation for those. And then if we go to the shop, people are also talking about the shop. The shop has these characters, right, that you can exchange for. These are your P Miles character. So these are your characters that came out before Madara. I just have to check the GK. I don't even know if these GKs are here. Yeah. So these characters came out before Madara. I don't even think these are good. Like, I'm going to the database now. I just want to check. Because Sasuke you don't care about. So these are also people saying, oh, just exchange for them, just exchange for them. These characters are not in the meta. None of these characters are in the meta. If they were really kind, just because the game is shutting down, they would have put Kizuna Madara in this. But he's not here. So the fact that he's not here is giving me that idea of, here's some old characters you can exchange for. If you really like these characters, you can exchange for them. Have fun. This only goes up until like Enbu, Pain, and Nagato, and that's in September. So October units, which is Minato, he's here. Pain is not here. I don't even see Pain. So they don't even let you exchange for Pain. This is why, in my opinion, people are being so afraid that, oh, look at this banner. Or like this exchange shop. Every character is in this exchange shop. No, they're not. These characters are the newest character in here is 3 months old, and that's Kid Naruto. Kid Naruto is the newest unit here. Most of these characters you don't care about. And would I spend 12k for Kid Naruto? Hell no. So this is not a good indication of shutting down as well, because in my opinion, these are just letting us have these characters who are all very old. None of these characters are used in the meta. I might exchange for this Kakashi because this Kakashi has been dodging me for the longest. So I'm happy that he's here. So this is another sign, in my opinion, that people are taking the wrong way. They are nice enough to let us have these. And people are really saying that this could be the ending. And might as well could be. But I'm making the argument of this game, it doesn't even, in my opinion, all of these news about the game shutting down doesn't feel right. Because there's also a lot of signs that the game is still alive. Sure, we don't have any content, but they're introducing all of these stuff, where if a new player comes in and tries to play PvP, he's gonna get destroyed. Because the way the PvP is right now, if I go to my PvP team, also we have a 6-day PvP with no ranking, which is fine. We've had that before in the past. It just lets you try out team. Maybe this is the last PvP before an overhaul, if that's really what they're going with. So it could be an overhaul, it could be a shutdown. No one knows the answer. Instead of speculating that this game is shutting down and making people like afraid that the games that they play is not going to be there anymore, you have to actually realize that maybe you're just thinking that way because you don't know how the game is going. So like here, this is the PvP team right now. This is the way you really want to go. And before I actually do that, there's something I want to do, because my team will not fit otherwise. So all of these signs so far that I'm seeing is either quality of life change, especially since we just got one of the biggest quality of life change that we ever had in skip tickets. So it's weird seeing that we get skip tickets, but now the game is shutting down. It's just weird timing, especially since we haven't gotten a single, like, oh yeah, I did a single on that banner and I pulled these guys, so really good. Like, in the past we haven't seen any like signs of the game shutting down. You could say this might be a sign of shutting down, but you could also argue this is just a quality of life change. What's wrong with giving the players an easier chance to you know, do stuff, to get the characters that are OP in the meta? And the problem is, there's a difference between characters OP in the meta and characters that's necessary in the meta. At the moment, we're in that part where it's necessary to have them in the meta. I'm just gonna reduce the cost. It's very important because I'm gonna go to mod. Actually, I'm just gonna go back. Where is he? Now find him. There he is. So like, it could also just be helping us out, making it easier for us to, you know, to catch up in the current meta. Because at the moment, the meta is awful. If you don't have Kizuna Madara, if you don't have Adult Naruto, if you don't have Kid Naruto, it's hard to participate. If you don't have damage limit, you're gonna get destroyed. That's why maybe they let you exchange for Kizuna Naruto and Kizuna Kakashi. That will make it so you have that damage limit. And also with the damage limit, I don't like it when they resort in state removals, because in my opinion that's a horrible mechanic. Because you have these characters who have their identity behind states, but now you're telling them they can't have their states. You're just gonna remove them, and that don't feel right. So now we have 360 costs here, which means we can replace this with Enbu. So the Enbu is probably just gonna be these guys, because these guys are best in the game. And I have another slot for a 90 cost here. Oh, breaking news, whatever it is. Getting that a lot, I don't really care to turn it off. So yeah, so this is the meta right now. It's 4 Kizunas. And it's hard for people to catch up on Kizunas because of the Rainbow Kizunas are a pain to fight. So what if these banners that they're giving us, so far I've data mined actually 4 events that gives us rare, like the rare medals, rare gacha medals. So like they could be giving us these characters if you really want them. Let's also just kill them. But this is the meta right now. It's just all the Kizunas, and people might not have these Kizunas, and that's a problem because these Kizunas don't really come back often. In the banners they come back in, people don't summon it. So what if we put them in the banner with all of these characters that you might want? There's nothing wrong with it. It's very helpful. So it's weird because it's literally a sign of shutting down, but at the same time signs of a big quality of life change. You can believe in whatever you want, but there's really not, we don't know the answer, because Shinobi Collection hasn't given us any sign of it really shutting down. We haven't got no news. We have been getting content, like PvP content that's always been active, but like skip ticket is content. That's a new mechanic we got. What else is new that we got? We just got a brand new summit character. We were farming for Jiraiya's handprint. We got 2 new Kizunas to celebrate the new year. Well, 3 Kizunas to celebrate the new year here. Sure, maybe that's their way to get money the one last time, but we don't know that. And also, with Tactics. Tactics is probably dead, because I think they would probably realize that it's a waste of time to develop Tactics, because not a lot of people play it. For tactics, they should have made this its own app instead of keeping it here, because I don't really want to spend my gems on tactics. The amount of gems you get back from playing tactics compared to how much you have to spend on tactics to stay in that level is not a good ratio. Because if we look at the top tactics PvP right now, which we can check, we go look over here. I mean, I have not played this game mode in like a long time. I was used to be in the Sanctuary tier. I don't see a point to being in the Sanctuary tier when I don't want to play this game. So these tactics characters, you know how much it spent to get Kakashi to level 90? Yeah, that's probably more than getting a Rainbow Kizuna's. And you only get 50 gems a week. And you're limited, and you have to spend 6 gems a day on PvP alone. And then if you want to grind up materials, you have to also spend 6 gems a day there. So in the end, you'll be in so much negative in tactics, where I actually think tactics will be the one shutting down. So I can use that as a bait on this thumbnail saying Naruto Shinobi Collection is shutting down. But in reality, in my opinion, tactics is the one that's shutting down. And these banners are just here to replace the ones that come around weekly for PvP, to let you catch up on units you missed out for PvP. These are most likely the replacement for those. And if it really is shutting down, then it's shutting down. There's nothing we can do if it's shutting down. The only thing we can do is hope for the better. We haven't gotten any news in the Twitter about this game ending. We haven't gotten any news pretty much in game that's a sign that it's ending, other than maybe these, but like you could think about these in some other ways too. In the exchange shop, there's nothing really you can say about that. There's so many ways to like think about that exchange shop. The fact that they're not giving us any units past October is a sign that they're not giving it to you for free, because those characters are still in the meta. So they're not giving characters in the meta away. They're giving old characters that are probably past their prime. The Kakashi was the best character when he came out, but it's past his prime. So you can have him. This Kaguya sucks. I might still exchange because I'm missing her. But like Minato, no one uses Minato in the meta. Then if you go down to GK, the best 2 GK is GK Madara and GK Pain. They're not here. So they're not giving you these characters. And I want to try to find it. I want to try to get 1 stone, so I can do a single, just to show how good these actually are. I wonder if I still have a gem in the PvP shop. Probably not. I just wanted to check. But yeah, please tell me I have a gem. No, I don't have a gem. I gotta find a way to find these gems, because I don't want to play PvP right now, because there's nothing really to do. I don't really care about the Kizuna meta. I find it really boring, because you're just gonna be disabling each other's action. If there's no gems here, there's one more thing I want to show. I need 2 for that. I only have 1. I can't even exchange. That's kind of that's awkward. What else did they actually add? That's a paid that makes it so you get LP. LP doesn't matter. I think in the P-Mouse shop, I believe they let you exchange for the materials for summits. That don't really matter, because summits or whatever. The only thing that people are really saying is this, and in my opinion, this doesn't mean much. These characters are old. Don't really care about them. I don't run any characters in this shop at all, except for an Enbu, Sakura, and Tsunade. So if you are using this shop, pick them up. They're the best Enbu in the game, outside of Itachi and Shisui, who's not here. Yeah, I would have picked up Itachi and Shisui immediately if they were here, but they're not. So, is that a sign the game's shutting down? Not really. They're just letting you have these characters because they're old. And what's the best way to get a gem? Yeah, I'm just here trying to scavenge for a gem, and I can't find one other than PvP. And yeah. So, there's really, in my opinion, for the players, don't worry. Like, If it shuts down, it shuts down. There's nothing we can do about it. But the game is still alive at this moment. We didn't have any new events, but they're still tweeting out stuff. There's a lot of stuff we can still do in the game. Do your PvP. We have skip tickets. Do your Kakashi missions. Do your limit breaks, which is you should be using your skip tickets on the most anyway. And yeah. Who knows what's gonna happen in a week when PvP ends? I think we should give them a week for now. We might get a new unit in that time. Or they might actually revamp every character in the game. Who knows? Or they might give us a shutdown notice. Like it's literally, we can't answer the question. Because the question, there's no answer to it. We don't know. Only Green knows what's going on. All of these signs that people are saying that the game is dying could also mean something else. And if the game is really dying, like we could still buy gems. If the game was dying, they'll try to limit the amount of gems you can buy. And like if you look at one of the cheap gems, it's a 10% rate, 20% rate, and then 70% rate for these awful characters. If you look at the 180 gems, 100% rates for Konoha, that's not really useful. And then same thing for Akatsuki. It's 50% rates for these units that are awful. So this is a bait. But like we're getting, at worst, it's a shutdown, right? That's the worst thing that can happen to us, that the game actually shuts down. At best, Shinobi Collection could be like, here, we are revamping the rare recruit summon finally to have every useful character in the game. Because before that, rare recruit was awful. All it had was 5-star fillers. And we're not gonna put a banner out, because if you really want to summon for characters that you missed out before, do it now. Everything is undiscounted anyway. 40 gems for one multi, is it worth it? If you're missing these characters, 100% is worth it. Like, I pulled these characters, it's 100% worth it. So they might just have been doing that and giving us a chance to summon on these banners instead of putting a new character out immediately and us having us ignore this quality of life change. So all of these shut down YouTube videos that I've been seeing, it might have just been a preemptive reaction to just a possible quality of life change. In my opinion, I'm just gonna believe that right now, that these are just quality of life change. It makes it so we can have these characters that we've missed out, and if we get them, that's really good. We can finally compete in PvP. But if it's a shutdown, then it's a shutdown, right? Nothing we can do about it. Best we can do now is just wait until 1 week till PvP is over, because that's probably when the next news we will get. We could get a new character, because in 1 week that's Obito's birthday, but we don't know that because Minato's birthday passed and we didn't get anything from Minato. So who knows? Maybe they're going away with birthday characters, which I'm actually okay with. Birthday characters, in my opinion, kind of ruins their release plan. Because if they want to do something, they want to release a character, but someone's birthday is around the corner, it kind of hurts them a little bit. But yeah, I think that's all I can say for now. That let's just wait until this PvP is over to see what really is going on. There's nothing we could do about it right now. But who knows? We might get an update in the news before the PvP ends, and if we do get an update, I'll go over it. But as of right now, there's no updates that we have. All we got is a quality of life change of banners. There's no event out, probably to let us focus on PvP. Oh, my voice just cracked. And yeah, and that's that. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.